Neon Demon. Demon Dance. The Demon Dance. Anyway, we are talking about, well, the Dayton Ultimax 15 again. Why? Because I promised you in the last review, which was, I don't know how many, was it days? It was like at least 5 days ago, that I would install the Earthquake Pump 12 and then review it. Yeah. Anyway, currently the Pump 12 is disabled. If you don't remember what the Pump 12 is, it looks like a lollipop. Actually, it looks exactly like... me struggling to move that because that fucking swan's heavy. It looks like that. It looks much bigger than that when it's not inside. There are two opposing 12-inch passive radiators basically in a lollipop. And when I read about it on Amazon, it's like, oh, 90 bucks, you buy this and you can install it into a sealed subwoofer. Now, they were talking about sealed subwoofers in cars, but a sealed subwoofer is a sealed subwoofer is a sealed subwoofer. Or so we thought. But, so the Dayton Ultimax is designed as a sealed sub, which means it has no way for the air inside to escape. This Rhythmic or this SVS PC4000, as you can see, has quite a number of places where the air I'm struggling for everything this morning, yeah, look at that, fist fucking hole. Anyway, should I put the port here? Yeah, I'm gonna do this now. So it's designed with this volume of air, that driver, how much that driver moves, and they designed the, well, why do you need this? You have three, you have two, you could plug all three, you could set the computer to, and then that's what makes sound tuned to a certain frequency response. Now, the Ultimax, because it's sealed, because it can't let air escape, the box can be a little bit smaller, and it's tuned perfectly, and I did a review in it, and I loved it, and I'm powering it over here from the Crown 1502, and kicking ass taking names. I'm selling it to my friend. He's getting it tomorrow, so this review has to happen now. This re-review, this repeat. Because when I added the pump, I didn't know what to expect. It's claimed 6 decibels greater. It'll be 6 decibels louder. 6. That's this many. So I'm like, ooh, where? Here, ready for this review to end? You can go buy it today. Don't buy that. Not for this application. Not if you want 0.1 subwoofer. Not if you're watching movies and you want, 13, 15, 17 hertz. This does not help in that end game. These are tuned to help in that end game. That is something some dickhead put in, i.e. me. And it's designed for car audio. And if you've ever seen those, I'm gonna call them assholes that do that shit to their car where they're like, the girl's hair is flying out the window. And it's like, yeah, it's so fucking loud, bro. It's like, first of all, stop doing that. Second, we're hearing protection because you don't get that back. And third, no. See, that's not 13 hertz. None of those cars, they're probably doing 13 hertz just because of the curve of the, 80 to 30 hertz is so high that, of course, it's doing 12. It's just because it's just lifted up. That port or passive radiator pump assembly absolutely makes the subwoofer 6 decibels louder, but not where you want it to. So if I play next, some music, it doesn't sound bad. Honestly, this is more, okay, you do car audio or if you do live sound. My friend who's taking this, his father does live sound, does band. My friend carries fucking JBL towers this high to play at a theater. And that would absolutely work for it now. Before the subwoofer, great for sub bass. There's bass, which is like bass guitar, like under, what is bass actually defined at? Under 200? That's bass. And this would absolutely do bass now, but it doesn't do sub bass anymore. It basically raises up like that sweet 50 hertz range, which no one cares about. Now my mini DSP is controlling everything and I can switch to it there. I have it set to 9 decibels. I can adjust that. I've got the crossover set at 60 hertz because that's just going to kind of give you the flavor of what we're adding by adding one of those ports. Perfect. Orbital. walk now. So let's raise this up. And now let's shut those off. And yes, excuse me if you have an Amazon Echo. If you do, please mute your speakers. Alexa, shut off the amplifiers. Okay, so now no more ohms. Let's talk about just this. It's giving me a nice. Here's the thing. I installed that pump, and more shit in my house is rattling than before. Because it is 6 decibels louder, but it's in 6 decibels louder in the parts of the song that I just really don't want it to be louder. Like 60 hertz, 50 hertz, my ohms can handle that. I don't need that. I want low, and this did not help. That will add low. Those will add low. FKA Twigs, 2 weeks. Perfect. I don't think this will get me pulled. I'm pretty sure YouTube's algorithm is not like, oh, that's FKA Twigs, 2 weeks. No money for you. No one's using this instead of going, oh. Alright, where's my... Alright, so it do things, right? Don't. I had to remove some bracing. I had to pull out all the acoustic stuffing to get that in there. And it is no longer a 0.1 sub. I tried using it as a 0.1. Don't bother. Doesn't work. If I had two, here's the only scenario where I would say, hey, you know what you should do? You should get a set of two. You should get 2 Dayton Ultimax. Buy the pumps, install the pumps in the Dayton Ultimax, put them as stereo, and then you'd have live sound. Like, you can get so much volume. So much fucking volume. You've loosed, you know, knock, draw, loose. You've loosed the subwoofer, where the actual driver can now move much more freely and therefore produce more sound. But it's just not where you want it to. Right, this is maximum volume, and I'm at -9 on the mini DSP. I'm trying to just skip through the tracks. Prodigy, Serial Thriller. It's my whole, the actual copper leads in my track light are vibrating. That never happens with a subwoofer review because these subwoofers don't do that at 60 hertz. And I could get out my sine generator and actually see where. I could take out my measurement rig and I could say, oh look, there's where the lump is. I don't need it, I have ears, and I can tell you, it's not where, you don't. This whole video is to say don't. Don't this if you want it to act like a 0.1 sub in a home theater. If you're doing music, still don't do this. The only reason you'd add this to this is if your speakers, you know where it would work? The PSA MT110s, the Power Sound Audios, because those fucking speakers cut off at like 80-90 hertz, so they needed a lot of subwoofer to fill in, and there you go. Now what you need is you need one of these and then one of these that doesn't have a hole in it to get the real low end, because it literally can no longer produce below 20 hertz. It can't. I put on movies and I'm like, ah. So then I would throw this on, and then I would cover it with 60 pounds of shit. Just try to like, I just need to seal this again. Here, fix my mistake. I made a mistake, baby, there we go. Good, just throwing fucking chairs and shit on top of it to seal that. And then when you unpause it, it sounds like it's still leaking out. But, oh, farty noises now. What I'm doing is I'm taking that port out. I'm gonna put the stuffing back in. I'm gonna hand it to my friend. He's going to get a piece of wood. I made sure when I put the port in, I did it on the side. So here's the bottom of the unit. It's square, so it doesn't fucking matter. He'll be able to close that hole up and use it as a 0.1 sub. Unless he was gonna go and try to do live sound applications that needed to be real fucking loud at a certain frequency range, to don't add the pump. So this whole video is don't add the pump. Oh, by the way, it's the second time I'm filming this. The first time I filmed it, I had no SD card in my camera because I'm a professional, and Chewbacca was literally dancing on the sub, and I was playing the thing, and I was rocking her back and forth. It was great. So just imagine Chewbacca standing, looking down the port while it's going. That's what we could have had. I could have had 50 million views on the video, but it doesn't happen. Wow, literally nothing with low end. I'm so bad. Even this. Like everything's shaking right now. Right now, everything is fucking shaking. This is horrifying. Well, everything is fucking shaking. But it's shaking at the wrong frequency. This song doesn't have crazy dead mouse low end. This is Marilyn Manson's mutilation is the most sincere form of flattery. And it's probably got a good little like rumble going on, but it shouldn't be shaking shit, and it is because of that port. So don't. You could absolutely have one of these, but then you have to have another subwoofer to take over. If you're trying to bring up everything 6 decibels, and you go, oh, that, and crank that 6, this, crank it, and those 6, no. So, I'm sorry I did this to you, Ultimax. It was a mistake, and I do not recommend. Now, this is for a car. If you want to shake your shit, like in a Honda Civic, and it's always a Honda Civic, there you go. Or a Kia. No, Kias really haven't brought, it's always Honda Civics. Either way, say goodbye to my Ultimax. You're gonna go and get used instead of sitting behind my couch not getting used. I'll link to this in the description. If this kit's still available, I think they may have replaced it with the 18. Don't ask, just fucking don't. But the 18 kit or the 15 kit, I didn't touch those. I don't have to play with the PC 4000. Yeah, and I'll link to the Crown that I'm using to power everything. In bridge mono, it's pushing 1500 watts into this thing. It got plenty of power, and I'm still down 9 dB on the mini DSP. If I wanted to put it up to 0, you know what? 0 is dangerous. How about to 3? That's all. The entire metal thing is just rattling. It's bad. It's bad rattles. These are the bad rattles. There's good rattles when I have that thing kicking up and it's like fucking shaking, like, oh man, that's impressive. Right now it's just the bad rattles. So enough. Patreon, which bought that and that, links in the upper right or in the description. Normally I would be selling something I'm getting rid of to one of you, but that fucker's like 110 pounds. I ain't shipping that. I don't give a goddamn. I don't have a box for it. It's just like, no. It's just a no. So other things will be in the yard sale, but not this. So check that out. Check out the links. The wallpaper in the description. And yes. And I think mutilation is the most sincere form of flattery. You're so good I had to mutilate you. I'm trying to make you better.